Okay, good morning, year four. Welcome to day 57 of the quarantine. Yep, that's right. Almost 2 months now. I miss school. No Zoom classes from me today, so I'm making a quick video on what I want you to do today. As you can see, there's quite a few tasks, but hopefully they're simple enough. First off, we'll look at the geography stuff I need you to do. As always, with it being Wednesday, you got today's news quiz. But before you do that, make sure you revise from the website. There's a few questions. As always, there's a few questions about the coronavirus on there. Maybe a question about space, maybe a question about sport, but try and read it all if you can. The news quiz will get posted at 8:20. So again, if you're logging on here at 8 o'clock, you've got plenty of time to revise. Once you've done the news quiz, there's also a bit of geography I want you to do. For a start, I want you to read geography textbook page 38 to 39. I'm worried that some of your geography textbooks are still at school, so for those of you that don't have it, I'll read it with you today, okay? So, page 38 and 39 is once again all about earthquakes and volcanoes, similar to what we were doing last week. So, earthquakes and volcanoes. Two powerful forces of nature that are rarely out of the news for long are earthquakes and volcanoes. Has there been any news about them recently? Obviously, from last week, we did 6 different stories. So yes, there has been some news about them recently. They can both cause great damage and endanger the lives of people who live near them. Earthquakes and volcanoes also help to shape our Earth by forming mountains, valleys, and islands. Both earthquakes and volcanoes occur because although from space the Earth looks like a giant ball, it is not solid all the way through. Instead, it is made up of layers. So here you've got the diagram of the layers that make up the Earth. I'll let you have a proper look at this by yourself. So in the middle, you've got the inner core, which is a hot ball of solid iron and nickel. The next layer in the center of the Earth is the core, which is made up of two parts, both of them extremely hot. The outer core is made up of hot tin liquid iron. Underneath the crust is a thick layer of hot rocks called the mantle. Some of the mantle is solid, but parts of it are so hot that the rocks are molten, which means have melted, and can flow like sticky tar. So the Earth's crust is the outer layer of the Earth, and the one we stand on. It's the thin layer of solid rock beneath the soil. So you've got 4 basic layers there. Okay. Again, it's difficult to see on the screen. I trust you'll have your own book. But this is the work this is what I'm interested in today. This is what we're going to be doing in the workbook. The Earth's plates. The Earth's crust is not just one layer of rock. It is made up of at least 20 giant pieces called plates. These float on the molten rocks of the mantle underneath the ground. The ground beneath our feet feels firm and hard, but really it is always moving very slowly. Sometimes the plates bump into each other or collide. Most earthquakes and volcanoes are found where the plates collide or pull apart. So as you can see here, the map is made up of various pieces, almost like a jigsaw. What you're going to be doing today in the workbook are cutting out these pieces and reassembling them on the next page. Let me find the workbook so I can show you better. So this is today's geography work. On workbook page 2, you've got the model here. So as I said in the class yesterday, you're going to need scissors and glue. So what I want you to do is, where the dark line is, I think that it should be easily seen, is cut it out, and then on the next page where it says the Earth's plates, I want you to reassemble it. Maybe leave a small space in between so I can see the pieces, and stick them on this page here, so you can get an idea of what the different plates are. Like it said in the book, a lot of the earthquakes and volcanoes happen along the edges where these plates meet. So, for example, around Italy, there's quite a lot of volcanoes, and Japan, for example, there's quite a lot of earthquakes. But we'll look at this more next week. What I want you to do at the moment is to do the jigsaw. Then, yeah, please do this as well. Answer the questions. So, cut along here, just cut out the top part of the page, but still answer the questions below. I'll have a quick look with you. So, number 1, what will happen to the Pacific Ocean if the Atlantic Ocean goes on becoming wider? So, just to help you out here, the Atlantic Ocean is found between Europe and North America, and the Pacific Ocean is found between North America and Russia and Asia. So, the Pacific Ocean is the biggest ocean in the world. So it stretches from here and goes all the way around to here. So basically what that question is asking you is, what's going to happen if this sea gets bigger and bigger and bigger? So the Atlantic gets bigger and bigger and bigger. What will happen to the Pacific on the other side of the world? This will get bigger, and the Pacific, I'll let you answer that yourself. So which countries will be moved? If the Atlantic's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, what continents/countries will be moved? Again, look at the map for clues. Or if you want to use an atlas, you can do. Number 2, what will happen if Africa moves closer to Europe? So, if these plates are pushing forward, what's going to happen? I'll let you think about that. So Africa keeps on pushing forward, what will eventually happen? Answer there. Again, don't worry about sending me this geography work today. I will eventually mark it when we get back to school next month. Still hope for 2 weeks' time we'll be back to school. Fingers crossed. So yeah, that's the geography for today. I know it's quite a bit, but the English isn't too bad today. So, English today. English textbook, page 121. So yesterday we did diminutives. Today we're doing English textbook, page 121. I'll read the blue box with you. So we're doing split direct speech. Direct speech is when we write the actual words someone has spoken. So, speech marks. Have you come here to complain about my sister again? Question mark. End speech marks. Sometimes we split the spoken words with information about who is speaking, so that we have to be very careful about the punctuation. Speech marks. Don't go on, comma, speech marks, said the brother. Full stop. I've heard it all before, full stop, speech marks. The brother says 2 complete sentences split by the non-spoken words, said the brother. Each spoken sentence has speech marks at the beginning and the end. We put a full stop after said the brother before we begin a new sentence. Speech marks. I complain to you, comma, speech marks, said his wife, comma, speech marks, but you never listen, full stop, speech marks. The wife has said one sentence, split by the non-spoken words, said his wife. Each part of the spoken sentence has speech marks at the beginning and the end. We put a comma after said his wife because we continue the sentence. So, you've done speech marks before. As you say, the speech marks go around the actual words that are being spoken. Sorry, let me just decline that. I apologise. So let's look at the first question, for instance. Copy these sentences, add the missing punctuation. I've come to complain, said his wife. but I know it's quite useless. So if you think about what the wife is actually saying there, the word she's speaking is, I've come to complain, but it is quite useless. So if I was to do number 1 with you, you'd write, speech marks, I've come to complain, comma, speech marks, said his wife, comma, speech marks, but I know it's quite useless, full stop, speech marks. Sorry, let me just turn my messenger off. I apologise. So yeah, just to go back to what I was saying, I was slightly distracted there. So the words that are being spoken need speech marks around them. So the words that are actually being spoken there, I've come to complain, but I know it's quite useless. So remember, to split each one up, you need to use commas and you need to use speech marks. And as always, remember to use the full stop at the end. So altogether, there should, in question 1, you should be writing 4 different speech marks, 2 at the front and 2 at the end. So number 2, I'll just explain this one as well. Your lazy sister does nothing all day, said his wife. She does nothing. So the words that the wife is actually speaking there is, your lazy sister does nothing all day. She does nothing. So again, you're including 2 pairs of speech marks, the full stops and 2 full stops. But I'll let you work on this by yourself. Again, use the blue box to help you. If you have any problems, you can always message me on Edmodo or Line, and I'll explain it further. Okay? And yeah, this will be I want you to do this on Edmodo, and this will be posted on Edmodo at 9 o'clock. Once you've done this, I want you to finish the page we started yesterday in the workbook. I think it was page 60. So we did this part at the start of the lesson. Sorry, yeah, we did this part yesterday, and now I want you to finish the direct speech. Again, exactly what we're doing just there, adding the appropriate punctuation using the speech marks. Okay? And I'm not sure how long that's going to take you, so don't worry too much about today's countdown. I was worried that this might be a lot of work, although you have got 3 lessons with me today, so if you've got time, you can do today's countdown. If not, don't worry too much. Today's countdown is the longest word, EOTBAHNEW. Private message your answers, and the deadline is at 2:30 today. And as always, you've got library as well today, which is your usual reader. I think it looks a lot there, but remember, you've got 3 classes with me. So tomorrow we'll do another Zoom class with you. 10 o'clock my class, 11 o'clock Year 4B. Or is it Year 4B or Year 4R you prefer to be called? I get confused. Anyhow, I know it seems quite daunting, but let me know if you have any problems. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.